Jackson Podcast.
What's good with y'all today, man? I'm excited for this conversation because, this is a hip hop platform. I've interviewed major artists and had conversations about the culture that has trended and went viral and all type of stuff, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to my show. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button to help me get into the algorithm. But the state of rap, the state of the culture, you know, Carmelo Anthony, his platform, I really value his platform. He was one of my favorite basketball players even though he didn't win a championship in the NBA. I love what he did at Syracuse with the Orangemen, winning the championship his freshman year and creating this platform to have these type of conversations because I think they're needed. When I seen Jadakiss on there and I seen the title, his perception of the direction that hip hop is going, it really caught my attention because I think that we're in a pivotal space, in a pivotal place. And after seeing Kendrick Lamar perform at the Super Bowl, I'm excited to see what's to come, but I'm kind of disgruntled to see the division and the divide between our people and the people that claim that they love this culture. So without further ado, let's get into the conversation. Let's check out this interview and let's further the discussion. Let's go.
Music is in a weird space, not as far as how it's being delivered and being distributed and being received, and this whole streaming is just something totally different that I don't really understand.
Yeah.
But it doesn't discourage me from wanting to make music. It's
Right.
just you like to know what you do.
But we talk about reformatting the All-Star game, right? Like what does, because I hear a lot of artists say the same thing you saying. Like, how do you reformat the rap game? Like, how do you do that?
You can't. They did that. The powers that be already reformatted.
But how do y'all take that back?
Yeah, I don't know.
Show
know how that
but
happened.
there's a way for
But
you to
was-
use it though, because I feel
No, definitely is fucked up as it is.
Yeah,
There's always some loopholes and some ways for you to utilize it for yourself
yeah.
and get some money and do some positive things that can help yourself and your family and your career.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I believe
at the
like,
same time,
yeah,
it's not that easy to understand. But
Yeah.
that don't have nothing to do with me going in the studio and creating.
Yeah.
It's just after I make this baby and I pass it to the nanny, are you gonna just sit it on the fucking red crate back there, or are you gonna nurture it,
yeah,
get it to the world?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? There's so many babies coming to the plant that, you know what I mean? There's a lot of
it's hard to
politics.
differentiate.
Let me stop it for a second because I found that interesting. Him saying, after I create the baby and give it to the plant, it's up to y'all to put it out there. It's so many babies being created, they pick and choose who they want to highlight or whatever. But my thought process about this, and what's crazy is that they started off the conversation talking about things being reformatted, the All-Star game being reformatted. Hip hop with the streaming from digital to physical sales and all of this being reformatted. To me, hip hop is going in a direction to, if you ain't going direct to the consumer, DTC, direct to the consumer, then you up out of here, man. Because people don't value hip hop as an art form no more. They got so much access to every song in the world, it's easily accessible. You put the phone in somebody's hands, they got every album ever created. They don't value it as an art form no more. They don't feel like they have to purchase it. People have lived almost 10 years without purchasing physical copies. Well, that's a long time. So Kid said he don't know what has to be done. Now, I'm about to do a reaction on J. Cole's new song, Cloud. But I like what J. Cole is doing because J. Cole is uploading his stuff to streaming platforms after he release it on his independent platform for a certain amount of time. He's making you go directly to the consumer. If you want to hear J. Cole's podcast, you had to go directly to him through his website. If you wanted to hear his 10th anniversary album, you had to go directly through him for a certain period of time before he uploaded it to streaming platforms so he can make sure that he gets the most out of it. It ain't about having the biggest numbers no more. That's out the window. Who making the most money? That's what matters. You can make $1 million. You can sell 1 million albums and you make a penny per album. I can sell 10,000 and make $10 per album. I'm going to make the most money. It just makes sense. So what Kiss is talking about, the reformatting of how music is being distributed, it's up to us, man. It's up to the creators. It's up to the artists. We can't, you know what I mean, depend on the labels. And what's crazy about New York artists, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna continue to play the video. What's crazy about New York artists, they had so much access to the major labels. They a cab ride away from the biggest record labels in the industry. So by them being so close, it's convenient for them to depend on the labels. It's convenient for them. It's easy for them to be able to make the record, give it to somebody, and they push it out to the masses. They ain't used to having to direct to consumer, sell it out the trunk, independent, put your own money behind it. I got to put $100,000 behind it to make this money now. They used to creating the art and giving it to somebody else and letting them take it off, make sure that it takes off. It's just a different mind frame. But let me let Kiss cook though.
Music probably have more politics than politics.
That's a fucking bar. As a vet that's still looking forward in the game, you obviously you watching, you know what I'm saying? Like you got newer artists that you a fan of. You know what I'm saying? There's dudes that's kind of like carrying the torch forward for hip hop, like Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? What did you think of his Super Bowl performance? You know what I'm saying? From like as an MC, as a hip hop artist, as a dude that's done 100 stage shows.
This shit.
Nah, not like that. Just like from the, not like yo, that shit was ass, but like as an artist.
I thought it was dope. For me, if you look back when they first started going at it, him and Drake, I said for me, I remember being young watching the Super Bowl with my dad and my uncles and them, and everybody would go get a plate. Nobody even cared if fucking who was on the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
So for hip hop to get anytime Super Bowl anything is a win for me. You know what I mean? Maybe I feel different because I'm an elder statesman, but I don't care about the other shit. Seeing him up there rocking the message, the aesthetics, that shit was beautiful. It's good for hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the actual performance
And if we keep
too.
having these crazy shits, you're gonna go back to seeing, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers MVP for Aerosmith?
No, that's fire. That's fire too, but I like balance. I wouldn't mind this year, one of them next year.
For sure.
Yeah, but
or somebody
we
do it
keep
together.
acting silly, you're never gonna see us again at halftime.
Young Jadakiss act.
You know, that's a fact. It's crazy to see, you know, the division in the culture. To me, this is what I want to talk about. Like the division between beefs and coast and sides of town and gangs. And if it's a win for the totality of the culture. It's a win. Even if you don't like Kendrick performance, it's a win. Even if you a Drake fan and you hate what Kendrick did to Drake, if you a Kendrick fan, it's a win for hip hop. If you don't view him being the first rapper to host, to headline the Super Bowl halftime show as a win, then it may not never be another hip hop artist get it ever again. Jay-Z may lose his position. It's a win, dog. And you know, I remember a time in my life to where, like what Kiss said, that was the time to fill your plate back up with wings and get your drink and get you a snack or whatever. The Super Bowl halftime show didn't matter until Michael Jackson performed. I remember more folks was watching In Living Color. That was a statistic that they put out on social media this year, that the Super Bowl, I think it was 84, 85, something like that. More people was watching a black television comedy show In Living Color than they was watching the Super Bowl. And what did the NFL have to do? go get the biggest artist in the world, the black man, Michael Jackson, to perform at halftime to get people to watch it. And ever since then, they've been getting the biggest artists to be able to perform at the Super Bowl halftime to get people's attention to watch it. It's just interesting, man. We got to view these things as a win when black people start getting in positions, man, no matter if you like it or not. That's just my opinion. Let me let Kiss cook some more.
Ask you to do the Super Bowl, and you in the middle of a beef. Do you do the diss track if it's a big joint?
I can't. My kind of diss tracks is, you know what I mean? That's another thing that's genius with Kendrick.
He made it catchy.
He made a single.
Yeah.
Drake did it with Meek too.
And Common.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that. I
You
know the one
Back
with
to
Meek.
back, yeah, back to back with it.
But the one with Meek was like a fucking Billboard charting thing that never, me on coming up battling, I'm saying the most craziest shit that would never be a single. You know what I'm saying? But now they switched it, so which is I think is fire.
It's genius.
Drake did it a few times, Kendrick did it.
Yeah.
I think that shit is ill.
Yeah.
Even though one of them, I think Checkmate actually reached the Billboard, which I thought was crazy and weird. I don't know how the hell that even charted, but yeah, shit is different now.
I mean, do you think it's safe for rappers to be rapping again? Like, it feels like for a while it was like you got to rap and
That's the
sing
only
and rap
thing
and
you
this
should
and
do.
Like, yeah.
That's where we gotta. It's all about balance. You know what I mean? Some dudes can rap and sing.
Mm-hmm.
Some dudes should just rap. Some dudes should do some other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Play guitar.
But once we start
Mix and matching.
Yeah, once we start mixing.
I'm gonna let Kiss cook, but I got to be able to interject on that question. That was a dumb question that he asked Kiss. And I hope that Kiss don't say something similar to what I'm about to say. Is it safe for rappers to really rap now? Because rappers used to have to sound like every other region. It's just, why was it not safe? To be honest with you, music was popular with the sing-songy rap, the commercial songs and all of that. But it's always been the best rappers at the top. It's always been the best rappers at the top. Even when you had these commercial songs, they might have had a hit or two, but the best rappers always been. The last decade, the best rappers been at the top. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. They've been at the top. Other people may have came and gave you know what I mean, some hit record or something, but they always been at the top. The best rappers at that time. Before that, it was Jay-Z and Nas, Tupac. The best rappers was at the top. For dude to say, is it safe for you to sound like how you supposed to sound is a weird question to me, though. Let me see what Kiss have to respond to that about.
Same thing. It's the same shit. Yeah. Some shit should stay for Friday. Don't put that over there with that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean it can't have its own lane, its own day.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you have your own shine.
Yeah, and your own, all of
that. Having your knowledge.
Rap is for rapping. Start doing a bunch of everything else. It's getting away from the elements and
it just
to diminishing the culture.
It got just so homogenized, bro. It was like you had to be able to, no matter where you were from, it feels like you had to sound like every sort of region.
And you know what's crazy,
never
bro?
Like
the
that
Kendrick
before.
shit made it dope because he was like, yo, this is super West Coast.
Yeah,
and we're going to keep it West Coast.
Kept
like
it over there.
Yeah.
And we don't need to hit 53 more. They not like us.
Right.
Just because that got them 5 Grammys, Super Bowl, this, that. When you go to create, don't try to make that.
So being a dude, like you said, like having your knowledge, but always being looking forward, like, what do you think is like the next thing, you know what I'm saying, in rap? You feel me? Because we've seen a lot of drill. We've seen a lot of different shit going on. You know what I
just told you, I don't know. This shit is whack. Whatever they find that can make them some money.
Yeah, that's crazy. What do you think is out for real spitters?
It's always open for real spitters because that's what this game is built on. The elements of hip-hop. Beats, rhymes, DJing. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. We could put more shit around it, but if we take the initial elements out, the foundation's gonna cave.
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just
It's
that just
boundless.
is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I asked a lot of hip hop artists this question, but because it bugs me out. What do you think it is about like countries like Finland and like Sweden and Norway, where it's like,
Before he get into whatever he about to ask, because you know these two dudes, I don't know who Carmel. Like I know Murrow from Deezus and Murrow, but I don't know who other buddy is. And they asking some corny questions though, to be honest with you, because like when they ask him about the regions and sounding like other folks and all of that, you know, Kiss is an authentic person. He be himself. Hip hop was based around talking about the streets, your environment, where you come from, the things that you see outside your window and the things that you're intertwined with. It has gotten to a place to where people look on the internet, they get on Instagram, they see something they like, they want to be like it, and then they try to become that thing that they looking at instead of being uniquely themselves. And if you're an artist and you listening to this and you checking out my channel for the first time, man, be yourself, dog. You know, the lamest thing that a real lyricist or a real person that's a part of the culture can be aware of is you sounding, acting, portraying to be another individual. Be yourself, dog. Even if we don't like your music or somebody don't like your music, as long as you, then we gonna appreciate it. You know, I've been making music for a long time. I'm not a famous artist or nothing like that though. But at the end of the day, I have never not been who I am. I'm a country nigga from East Tennessee, and I embrace being a Southern hip hop artist. I embrace being from the South. I talk like I'm from the South. I act, my mannerism and everything is uniquely me. I ain't trying to be like nobody else. And that's what's whack about the game. Real talk.
like for us, like to me, Lord Finesse is a legend, bro. Like if he was walking down the street, I'd be like, oh shit, bro, that's Return of the Funky Man. And like,
hold on, backtrack. Well, Finesse is a legend when it come to whoever.
100%.
Yeah, don't try.
100%.
See, this was wrong with our culture too. We the
That's what
only
I'm saying.
fucking culture that put
Oh, this nigga's
that
all
makes
get him out
an
of here.
umbrella. No, listen. There's no such thing. Well, it is because they made it. Whoever they is, as East Coast rap, West Coast drill. They don't put pop. There's no drill country, East Coast country. Why we the only one that got little fucking personnels under one umbrella? Think about it. That's what's causing.
It's a bunch of silhouettes under the hip hop umbrella. Yeah.
For what? Good music is good music. Is an art.
Right.
It's that. When you do that, you causing conflict. Rap is rap. You live in, if you come from a certain demographic, you might sonically it's gonna sound like they don't like us. If you come from somewhere else, it's gonna sound like that. But why we make it when we make it territorial, it becomes a war is gonna happen eventually.
Well, I'd say they did that because culturally,
Who is they?
rap is such a competitive genre
Everything's
of music.
competitive.
Not as much as hip hop. Hip hop, I think hip hop's the most competitive.
Hip hop didn't even think this shit was gonna last.
Yeah,
I didn't turn to the bullshit. Nah, dog. We gotta be mindful of the competitive in protecting the culture.
Yeah.
It's good to be competitive. That's SP
Oh
shit.
no, I love
It
it.
gets too friendly, then it fucks up the game too. We need to be more not so friendly, not so. I mean, buddy, talking with. Yeah, fuck that. You can't. You gotta have. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Level spelled backwards. How you spell it? I mean,
You know, that's interesting to me because like I hate to talk about this way because I'm a black man and I love all people and everything though, but it's so much division in the black race. from music to sports to politics to everything, we're so divided. Like, I can't even be from across the street from somebody. They're gonna view me as different than them. I can't even be from down the block. They're gonna view me as different from them. It's not that much of a difference. We shouldn't let a location or something define who we are. I'm from Earth. I ain't, I grew up and I was born and raised in Tennessee, but I'm from Earth. I can go anywhere in the world and be embraced and do my thing, man. I feel like we need to stop that. Creating subgenres and stuff and acting like we other people and stuff. It ain't a competition thing. It's a a division thing. Like, everybody is so divided, and I really don't like that. At the end of the day, it's like gang culture. Why do I want to be a part of this gang and that gang? Why can't we unify and get some money together? You know, we can compete and have a friendly competition, but I don't have to want to hurt you or harm you or kill you or sue you or do anything negative to you because we have a disagreement. I really don't even care that much. It's just that Kiss had a good point, what he just said about, you may be from this region, it's still hip hop, dog. That's how I view it too. It's still hip hop. Pimp C and them was down in Texas, but they did a song with Jay-Z in New York. It's still hip hop. We can be competitive on the record. We can be competitive on our own individual records. But at the end of the day, we don't have to call it something else or be something else or keep the division going, because that's what's going to keep us held down and not building and not growing and not creating nothing together that's of some value. That's just my opinion. And I want to kind of, you know, uh, switch the topic a little bit, but it's still in this realm. It ain't about the state of rap. It's about, I've been seeing a lot of content created from my partners, uh, from a lot of content creators just on YouTube talking about 50 Cent. 50 Cent been beefing with Big Meech, calling him a rat. And I don't know if I done tapped out because I ain't in the streets no more. I really don't care about street activities. And these guys is 50 years old. Big Meech got to be 50. 50 got to be 50 years old. Rick Ross got to be 50 years old or 49, 48. It's just interesting to see these guys still acting in this manner at this age and doing the things that they're doing. But one thing I'm going to give 50 Cent some credit for is being consistent. He might be toxic. He might be an asshole, but he's been consistent at being that. So I can't, you know what I mean? What should I expect if that's who he is and that's who he's always shown me? I shouldn't expect nothing else. I shouldn't be surprised by his behavior. But I seen where he started talking about Joe Budden. Joe Budden had a good response to the things that 50 Cent said. And when 50 Cent was talking about Joe Budden, it was because Joe Budden initially said something. He, on his podcast, spoke about how 50 Cent made that Instagram post about Irv Gotti. And when he talked about Irv Gotti, he was talking about smoking on a Gotti pack. Now, I wish you would have been here to see my shows and all of that old type of stuff. And that was foul. That was foul. Disrespecting the dead is something that I really can't get. I can't get jiggy with that shit. That's especially at the age that he is. And then it's no excuse for the young guys to be doing it. The Chief Keefs, the Chicago dudes and all of that. They created that lane with that drill and that murder rap and all of that old type of stuff. That's actually lame to me, to be glorifying death in your music and glorifying death in from people that you dislike or whatever. I don't understand that. I wish I could understand that mind frame and that ideology, but it ain't worth my time or my day. But 50 Cent responded. I'm gonna read his response to Joe Budden. He told Joe Budden, "Stay out my mix, Joe." Talking about, I need therapy. You need to stop walking around naked. The F you doing in the hallway with your balls out, punk. So, at the end of the year, Joe Budden was, somebody put a lawsuit out on him or whatever because he was sleepwalking, as he proclaimed it. He's sleepwalking naked out the condo and all of that. So 50 Cent reacted to that, and he put out like an array of AI created images of Joe Budden walking around naked. And I think that's like, why everybody got to be your op? Why you got to be so distasteful? Like, he said that you needed therapy. That was a sign that you needed therapy, 50. I agree with Joe on that aspect because celebrating death and all of that is weird. But niggas be hurt. And what's the saying? Hurt people hurt people. At the end of the day, people be hurt, man. And I just want to play Joe's response to that because I feel as if, you know, the state of rap, back to the top of the conversation, is in a strange place. It's just in a strange place.
50 been posting me for 7 days in a row. Fucking what else happened? I have a problem with it. We getting lawyers involved. Like, what you want me to do? Because that's illegal. But
illegal?
Yeah, you can't take all these AI pics and just start. That's what Shorty is going to court for. You can't do that. But I don't have a problem with it, and I think that's corny. And that's 50. I got all the respect in the world for him. But if I get tired of it and it stops paying, then yeah, it's lawyer time.
So he threatened to get the lawyers involved. Do y'all blame him? That's what I want to know in the comment section. Do y'all blame him for that? Because 50 even talked crazy about Yayo this week when he went on Vlad TV. He has been going on a tangent, and it seems as if he's going through a mental crisis. People think because you have money, you're happy and you got it going on and all of that. But ignoring people is a sign of health to me. Keeping your peace and living in peace and not being invested in dumb shit. When you up like that, you shouldn't even be invested in the foolishness. But like I said, 50 ain't show me nothing else. He just being himself. So I can't hate on him. Salute to everybody that I talked about on this podcast. I hope the state of rap continue to evolve. I appreciate y'all tuning in to my show. We're going to keep the conversation going. My internet was acting up on this episode, and I apologize, y'all, but I hope y'all appreciate the content. I hope you come back to my channel. I hope you, if you're new here, you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, man. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.